Good morning. To establish a good flow of the event, everyone is reminded to observe the following house rules. Everyone is expected to keep their audio on mute and put your questions or issues that you want to raise in the comment section and kindly wait for the host to acknowledge your concerns. Thank you.
Recording in progress.
We would like to remind everyone to keep their audio on mute and use the comment sections should you have any questions or concerns. The Sparta Online Roadshow will start in 1 minute. Thank you. To formally start our event today, let us put ourselves in the loving presence of the Lord as we start with an opening prayer to be followed by the singing of the Philippine National Anthem.
Put our place in the presence of the Lord. Lord, we thank you for the wonderful day that you have given to us. Lead us from any harm and give us good health so that we can do the task that we will tackle today. May you grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, also the courage to change the things we can, and wisdom to know the difference. Guide our speakers to deliver their topic masterfully for the better understanding of listeners and participants. We pray for this event to be fruitful and successful. May the Project SPARTA PH be the instrument for the opportunities to the students and SPARTA Scholar to learn and to gather knowledge. We give you praise and thanks, for you alone are worthy. We ask these things through your holy name. Amen.
Ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw, ewas ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiling, sa mandulupin, di ka pasisingil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mo bangaw, ay hinatang tula, tawid sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagtitindig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pamay di magtitindig. Luman ang araw ng walang pagsinta, mo'y langit sa piling mo. Ang higaya na pagkay mga akin, ang mamatay na dahil sa'yo.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SPARTA Online Roadshow for the Department of Trade and Industry, the Competitiveness and Innovation Group, with the theme Data Science and Analytics in Action, with our host, Ms. Rosalie B. Abrera, Supervising Trade Industry Development Specialist of the Bureau of Trade and Industrial Policy Research of the Department of Trade and Industry.
All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the SPARTA Online Roadshow. Now, this event is co-organized by the Development Academy of the Philippines and the Competitiveness and Innovation Group of the Department of Trade and Industry. Now, on behalf of Project SPARTA and DTI-CIG, I would like to welcome everyone, the officers of the Philippine Council for Industry, Energy and Emerging Technology Research and Development, Analytics Association of the Philippines, Course Bank, DTI employees, and the participating bureaus. Welcome also to those who are watching us through Facebook and YouTube live stream. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. And I am glad to announce that we have over 250 participants via Zoom. All right, so to welcome us all to today's virtual event, I'd like to introduce our speaker. His career spans nearly 4 decades of uncompromising public service. He rose from the ranks from Trade and Industry Development Analyst to the Chief of Staff of the Department of Trade and Industry. He now heads the Management Services Group, supervising 6 service offices, such as Planning and Management, Financial Management, Information Systems Management, Knowledge Management and Information, Human Resource, and Resource Generation and Management. Now, as Chief of Staff, he also supervises the Office of the Secretary. Now, known to be an ingenious and firm leader, he makes sure that the DTI innovates with the times to best deliver its brand of serbisyong higit pa sa inaasahan. Now, the Chief of Staff of the Office of the Secretary and Undersecretary of the Management Services Group, I give you Mr. Ireneo V. Vismonte.
Thank you, Ms. Abrera. And good morning, everyone. Of course, we have so many, aside from our employees of the Department of Trade and Industry, we're very much honored and today, as we have with us guests from participating agencies who help us make this happen. We have representatives from the DAP, DOST, and Project SPARTA. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat at magandang umaga. Of course, we have with us the Undersecretary of the Competitiveness and Innovation Group, Undersecretary Fita Aldaba. Thank you for this initiative. Of course, this training program is a joint undertaking of the DTI Competitiveness and Innovation Group and DAP Sparta under the Project Sparta, or they call the Smarter Philippines through data analytics, research and development, training and adoption. Currently being implemented by the Development Academy of the Philippines and the Department of Science and Technology and the Analytics Association of the Philippines and the Course Bank. Maraming salamat po sa inyong napakagandang initiative. Project Sparta, my understanding is, has 6 learning pathways that scholars can choose from, namely data associate, data steward, data engineer, data scientist, data analyst, and analytics manager. And with 30 courses available. Each course has been thoughtfully created and designed to cater to the varying levels of knowledge, competencies of the participants. And the DTI very much is looking forward to the implementation of this program. And in line with the DTI's trust through the Competitiveness and Innovation Group, that is to develop innovative industries towards economic growth and development. That's why we are here today. We want to propagate this expertise and knowledge, and we hope that we can train more people, as we believe that this is the way to go. According to the World Economic Forum, recent trade indicates that data analytics is currently among the highest in demand roles in the labor market. The demand for data science skills is not only limited to the information technology sector, as the use of data grows across multiple sectors, especially in government services. Data science skills are particularly critical to a distinctive set of growing roles for our trade industry development analysts, specialists, planning officers. Lahat na po, ano? That's why I have asked our human resource at DTI to ensure that data science will be part of the core expertise of our employees. The overall rapid growth and evolution of data science roles in government stresses the need for appropriate strategies, education, and training policies for all technical staff to match this demand. The fourth industrial revolution requires all sectors to undergo a fundamental upskilling to fully absorb the potential dividends of a data-driven economy. Such upskilling will be accompanied by appropriate mentors on data science skills. It has become commonplace among experts to refer to data as the new oil of the global economy. That's why today we have enrolled 108 future data scientists to be part of this program. So as our nation moves towards digitalization at a steady pace, emerging data sources are shedding light on its composition with a new depth and dynamism that has not previously existed. It is within this regard that Project Sparta will equip us at DTI with greater data analytics capacity and deeper understanding of data science in order for us to provide a more robust, consistent, and clear policy recommendation. Isa pong magandang umaga sa ating lahat.
All right. Thank you, Yusek, for inspiring our future data science and analytics practitioners to pursue this track. Now, to set the central theme of this roadshow, our next speaker serves as one of the governors of the Philippine Board of Investments. She fulfills a key role in the formulation and implementation of the Inclusive Innovation Industrial Strategy, or ICUBS, which puts innovation at the heart of the country's new industrial policy by leading DTI's initiatives in preparing industries for the fourth industrial revolution and advancing the digital transformation of MSMEs and large enterprises, establishing regional inclusive innovation centers, developing the country's creative industries, and growing a robust startup ecosystem in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, to give the keynote speech, the Undersecretary for the Competitiveness and Innovation Group of the Department of Trade and Industry, Dr. Rafaelita Fita Emalda.
Thank you, Ross. And DTI Undersecretary Boy Vismonte, of course, our Human Resource Director, Joel Cruz, from DAP, Dr. Alan Cajes, Vice President, and SPARTA Project Lead, Ms. Rhea Heraldino, SPARTA Project Manager, and all our DTI, DAP, and SPARTA colleagues, along with our fellow workers in government, and to all of you joining us this morning in this online SPARTA briefing. Good morning. First, I would like to congratulate all our scholars on your decision to participate in this program. I know you did this on your own, and your bosses did not coerce you to sign up for this program, right? You made the right choice. And you know why? This was also partially mentioned by Yusek Boy earlier. And I attached actually a file on the chat, and you may want to check it out. According to the World Economic Forum and the International Labor Organization, the jobs of tomorrow have been identified, as you can see on the file on the slide that I attached. I didn't show it anymore just so we'll be able to save time. Well, data and AI jobs are identified among the jobs of tomorrow. And in terms of skills, what do employers look for? Apparently, the most important skills demanded by employers are those tasks that machines are unable to perform just yet. We have analytical thinking and innovation, active learning and learning strategies, complex problem solving, critical thinking and creativity, originality and initiative. While many fear that artificial intelligence or AI can pose a significant threat to the workforce, I am among those who believe that AI and automation could bring a lot of potential opportunities. While it jeopardizes existing occupations, automation is also paving the way for the emergence of new roles. This would require, of course, the acquisition of new competencies and upskilling and reskilling of our workers. And this is true for both industries and government institutions. Through our new industrial policy, the Inclusive Innovative Industrialization Strategy, or ICUBS, We are embracing Industry 4.0 technologies. We would like to take this transformation head on by gearing our policies and programs to support the digital transformation of industries and workers, but as well as preparing ourselves and government workers for these changes. And we are grateful to engage and forge the SPARTA partnership with DAP, with DOST, because this serves as channel to provide access to data science training courses for government employees, as well as to enhance our competencies so that we will be better equipped to employ data analytics to enhance our work processes by having the necessary data, tools, infrastructure, and skill sets. The use of data can provide new and better insights and improve our decision-making process. Just like Isaac Asimov, I would like to reiterate that I do not fear computers. I fear the lack of them. I can no longer imagine going back to the era of typewriters, telex, beepers, or even using transparencies and overhead projectors for presentations, or using punch cards to process data and wait for days to get the results. You probably don't even have an idea what it was like back then. Maybe you were still babies, most of you. In any case, this was the era, I think, where Yusek Boy and I grew up in. In any case, the use of digital technologies will likely be ubiquitous in the future. The adoption of AI and data science will continue and will change the way we work and transform the way we operate. We will continue our partnership and collaboration with DAP and DOST. And within DTI, CIG and MSG and HRAS will work together in nurturing the capacity of our employees and preparing them for Industry 4.0. We will continue to see the opportunities in this revolution and not only ride the wave of this disruption, but to facilitate the change in culture and mindset. So as times are changing, keeping up or gaining the skills of the future would require us to have a hardworking attitude. Let us embrace these changes with open hearts and minds and collaborate in our data science journey to create value and improve our delivery of services to our stakeholders. Maraming salamat po and magandang umaga muli. Back to you, Ross.
Thank you, Yusek. Right, we really can't stress it enough that data's importance is growing in multiple sectors, including in government services. And we need education and training to upskill our people so we can benefit from the potential of a data-driven economy. So right now, at this point, may I call on SPARTA Partnership Associate, Mr. Daniel Rosero, and SPARTA Marketing Associate, Ms. Arvi Joyce Kayabya.
Yes, good morning everyone. Isang mapagpalang araw sa ating lahat. We are very glad to welcome a total of 300 plus and counting participants who accepted our invitation to be with us in this engagement and to know more about the Project Sparta program. But before we go deeper about our discussion for today, allow us first to test your level of knowledge about data science and analytics.
That's right. And so before we begin our discussions, we will have a quick pre-test using the platform Menti. But before we start, let us first know the mechanics of this activity. Dane?
Yes, we are encouraging everyone to go to menti.com and use the code flashed on the screen. Again, use the code flashed on the screen. It's a 2129-4345. So I guess participants, you have 20 seconds to answer each question. And so are you ready to play? So I think everyone is quite familiar about this platform. So we'll be flashing some questions in multiple choice. So you need to be fast in answering the question. So you get the top notch in each of the questions. So there will be top 5 winners that will be declared in this game, but there will be no prize, but the bragging rights will be recognizing our active participants who share their knowledge and enthusiasm in this game. Right, partner?
Yes, and I think we have more than 75 players in the Menti room right now. So, Dane, are you ready to start the game?
Yes, I'm ready, and I hope the participants are also ready to share a bit of their knowledge about what data science and analytics is all about.
Okay, so let's start the SPARTA Menti game. Okay, so answer fast to get more points. The first question is, this pathway trains learners to manage the entire data life cycle using programming, machine learning, and statistical models. So what pathway is this? Let's test your knowledge if you know this pathway. Have 3, 2, 1 the answer, okay? So time's up. The correct answer is, okay, let's see, data engineer. So we have 50 participants who got this question correct.
Yes, that's
Okay,
very
let's
challenging.
see the leaderboard. So we have Mr. J.L. Gildo as the top scorer. Dane?
And let's give you another challenge for this question number 2. So for 20 seconds, this will be your question. So what happens when a scholar becomes inactive for 3 months or fails to complete his or her enrolled courses in 6 months? Yeah, and so this question will give you a grasp about time period also. So the correct answer for this round is yes. And there are 85 participants who got the right answer, revocation of courses. And let's see who top-notch this round. All right. There is another winner, Miss or Mr. Wendell, who top-notch this round. Let's proceed
Go
to
to
our
the third question, yes. Okay, so it seems like we have some technical difficulty. Okay, here. So the third question. So individuals of experience or background in mathematics and statistics are advised to take the data scientist pathway. Is this true or is this false? So if you have experience or background in math and statistics, you need to take the data scientist pathway, or you are encouraged to take this pathway. Okay, let's see. So 143 answered true, and that is correct. So majority of our participants got the answers right, okay? So let's see the top scorer. We have Mr. Wendell still at the top leaderboard. So he's still leading this round. Next question, Dane.
Yes, let's go on to our fourth question. So let's see. We're going to top-notch this round. And number 4, what type of courses are offered by SPARTA? So is it the multiple online courses, the massive open online courses, mixed open online courses, or mandatory online open courses? So I think some of you are quite familiar about MOOCs, and let's see what's the definition of MOOCs is. So and for this round, The right answer is massive open online courses. And we have 25 participants who got the right answer. And let's see who got the leaderboard in this one. All right, this platform serves as our assessment for our participants. Here, let's see if they have grasped with some of the discussions we had. All right, nabalik po sa pwesto si Mr. J.L. Hilto with 3,662 points. So let's go on with the fifth question.
Okay. The fifth question is, you can be a SPARTA scholar even if you have no background in data science and analytics. So if you don't have experience in DSA, you can still enroll and be a SPARTA scholar. So is that true or is that false? Let's see. We have 4, 3, 2, and time's up. That's the correct answer. Majority got the correct answer, which is first, if you have no background in DSA, you can still be a SPARTA scholar. Okay, let's see who topped this round. We have Mr. JL still as the top scorer. Next question. Individuals who have experience in project management are advised to take the analytics manager pathway. Is that true or is that false? Okay, so 157 said it's true. Okay, so that is correct. Who's the top scorer? Led this round. We have Mr. JL is still the top scorer. Next, Dave.
Yes, let's go on to our seventh question. So the blank pathway is ideal for those who have no background in data science and analytics. So this pathway is intended for a beginner who don't have enough experience or main knowledge on data science and analytics. So would it be analytics manager, data steward, data analyst, or the data associate? So I guess with the results, maraming nakasagot dito with 60 participants who got the right answer on the data associate. Yes. Let's see. Top score for this round. If he really maintains this round. Yes, it's still Mr. or Miss Gio. So let's go on to our last question.
For our last question, so which of the following SPARTA pathways will you enroll in? So given all the pathways that we have presented to you during this mentee session, which of these do you think will you enroll in? Or are you interested in taking? So there's no right or wrong answers in this one. We just want to gauge, we just want to see which of the SPARTA pathways are you most interested in. So a lot of our participants really want to enroll in the data associate pathway. Okay, so that concludes our mentee activity. So congrats Congratulations to our top scorers. You can see right now is JL Gildo. So he who has 7,491 points. So for those who are unfortunate to get the answers right, don't worry, as you will learn more about SPARTA and the data science and analytics pathways in the succeeding discussions. Dane?
Yes, that's right. And we'll be back to you later. If you have gained a better understanding of these topics, then we could say that many of the participants today would get a perfect score later as we go forward. So thank you, Miss Rosalie, and we're back to test once again your awareness. Congratulations, everyone, and thank you for joining us in this round. Have a good day.
All right. Thank you, Dane and RV, and congratulations, everyone, especially to JL Gildo for being the top scorer. All right, we'll now proceed to the first topic of today's roadshow. Our speaker is the Chief of the Information Technology Department and Head of the Academic Center for Continuing Education and Student Success of Cebu Institute of Technology University. She is also part of the Board of Examiners for the IT Professional Examination Council of Japan, Pakukoa Accreditor for the Philippine Association of Colleges and Universities, Commission on Accreditation, and CHED Regional Quality Assurance Team Member for Region 7. To tell us why data science and analytics, please welcome Dr. Larmy S. Feliscuzo.
Have you ever wondered how much data is created every day? With all the devices accessible to all of us, data creation as well as consumption are constantly growing. That according to the data compiled by Lori Lewis, published through the All Access site, a minute on the web in 2021 consists of more than 500 hours of content uploaded on YouTube. 9,000 plus connections were made through LinkedIn, and nearly 7 million messages sent via WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger. Good day, everyone. Welcome to the Data Revolution. Today, allow me to share with you why do we need data science and analytics? What is the difference between data science and analytics? What are their applications? And lastly, how can you be prepared for this data revolution? This is SPARTA online roadshow entitled Data Science and Analytics in Action. The first question is, why data science and analytics? Let me show you once again the image for a minute on the internet in 2021. I think you will all agree that the amount of data we are producing is quite mind-boggling. And if you are into business, it would be interesting to note that there are 1.6 million US dollars spent online in every 60 seconds. When armed with information like this, you can then make data-driven decisions and transform data into value. With that, allow me to define data science and data analytics and at the same time point out some of their differences. Data science is all about using data to solve problems. It is a field of research that entails using a variety of scientific techniques, algorithms, and processes to derive information from large data sets. The term emerged because of the evolution of mathematical statistics, data analysis, and big data. Data analytics, on the other hand, refers to the process and practice of analyzing data to answer questions, extract insights, and identify trends. This is done using an array of tools, techniques, and frameworks that vary depending on the type of analysis being conducted. There are four major types. First, we have the descriptive analytics, which looks at the data to examine, understand, and describe something that already happened. Then we have the diagnostic analytics, which goes deeper than descriptive analytics by seeking to understand the why behind what happened. Next, we have predictive analytics, which relies on historical data, past trends, and assumptions to answer questions what will happen in the future. And lastly, we have the prescriptive analytics. So it aims to identify specific actions that an individual or organization should take to reach future targets or goals. And what I'm showing you here is the Gartner's analytic progression chart, which is useful in explaining the types of analysis we can do and their relation to business value and complexity. Although both data science and data analytics are found at the crossroads between maths and stats and software development, the purpose they serve are different. Data analytics is primarily focused on understanding data sets and gleaning insights that can be turned into actions, while data science is centered on building, cleaning, and organizing data sets. Although there are key differences between the two, but we should focus our understanding on data and how it can be leveraged by the organization. And then we just simply study the important concepts and frameworks and techniques that underlie both fields. Now let's take a look at the various applications of data science and analytics in various industries. First, let's watch the IBM's Deep Thunder.
In 2010, torrential rains in Rio de Janeiro caused floods and landslides that brought much of the city to a standstill and caused significant loss of life and property. Using a system called Deep Thunder, IBM provided Rio with the predictive capability to map approaching weather events and model the anticipated impact. Weather forecasting at 1 kilometer resolution coupled with flood forecasting at 1 meter resolution is a unique innovation developed by IBM Research. The system applies mathematical algorithms to understand the interaction of the atmosphere with the surface of the Earth. Detailed risk assessments are developed using data from soil saturation levels, rates of flow of water runoff, the region's topography, as well as historical rainfall and flood records. With the predictive information, police, fire, and rescue teams are able to be deployed close to where problems are likely to occur. Staging and evacuation points can be identified and communicated more rapidly and with greater accuracy. To date, the system has helped Rio improve emergency response time by 30%, making Rio a safer city.
Now, weather forecasting is extremely challenging. Another application is for human resource. We can make a dashboard that allows visualization of key performance indicators for the human resource department. It can also have key metrics like turnover, absenteeism, salary averages, and even gender ratio. They're brought together in a single view, which can be easily updated and shared to specific persons. Now, companies that can't adapt and use technology will not be able to sustain their operations. But this is not the case for Netflix. It started out in the late 1990s using subscription-based model by sending DVDs in the US market. Then they turned that business into an entertainment giant. In fact, in 2019 alone, Netflix got more than $20 billion thanks to data science. Are you aware that more than 80% of the TV shows and movies people watch are discovered through the platform's recommender system? And now they developed an entire research department that is integrated into their business. They even release an open source machine learning algorithms and Python frameworks aimed at boosting the productivity of data scientists and business. Here's another project example, this time on health. In this study, the research team analyzed de-identified medical records of 153,760 people who had tested positive for COVID-19 from the U.S. Department Veterans Affairs database. The time frame is from March 1, 2020 to January 15 to 2021. They used statistical modeling and they witnessed that a 4% increase in heart disease among people who had tested positive. So that's why in the headline, data analytics points to cardiovascular risk after COVID-19. After knowing the application, of data science and analytics, the next question would be how to prepare for this data revolution. You might want to consider furthering your education with data science and analytics by being part of the SPARTA project and apply for scholarship. Depending on your personal and professional goals, you can choose the analytics family you want to join. You might want to go into data steward. You can see the titles like data privacy officer, data security officer, data governance. Or you want to go into data engineer. We have data architect, data warehousing, or big data engineer. Or you want to focus your effort into becoming a data scientist. This time, you will be called in the statistician area or statistical modeler, advanced analytics professional, or you can become a functional analyst specific to a field. You can be a research analyst, HR analyst, marketing analyst, or financial or operations analyst. And lastly, you can go into the analytics manager path, wherein you can become the chief data officer, project manager, or data engineering manager. Here are the references for this presentation. Back in 2014, Mail Online reported that Deep Knowledge Ventures, a Hong Kong-based venture capital firm, had appointed an algorithm named Vital as a board of director. Vital stands for Validating Investment Tool for Advancing Life Sciences. And just like other human board members, Vital can vote on whether the firm makes an investment in a specific company or not. Vital was appointed because of its ability to automate due diligence and use historical datasets to uncover trends that are not immediately obvious to humans surveying top-line data, which means Vital performs data-driven decision. And this is data science and analytics is all about. At the end of the day, we promote data-driven decisions for organizations.
This is a brief overview of the project.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Feliscuso. Let me just correct Dr. Feliscuso's profile. Dr. Feliscuso is currently the Management Information Systems Director, and at the same time, the head of the Center for E-Learning and Technology Education, or CREATE, of Cebu Institute of Technology University. All right, so it's really very interesting how data science has now encompassed a broad spectrum of services, like from weather analytics to entertainment analytics to health analytics, right? So if you have questions for Dr. Feliscuso, she will be joining us later for our Q&A. For now, may we have your undivided attention for the Project SPARTA and its Learning Pathways ABP.
This is a brief overview of the Project Smarter Philippines through Data Analytics R&D, Training and Adoption, or what we commonly know as SPARTA. SPARTA is a 3-year project implemented by the Development Academy of the Philippines, or DAP, in partnership with the Department of Science and Technology, or DOST, the DOST Shared Analytics Association of the Philippines, and CourseBank. The DAP, which is a government-owned and controlled corporation, or GOCC, is mandated to assist the country's development through its research and capacity building initiatives. The DAP intervenes in 3 levels by empowering leaders, strengthening institutions, and building the nation through human capital development, institutional reforms, and policy development. The DAP is now strategically positioning itself to be the government center of excellence for data science and analytics in order for it to continue serving at a greater capacity given its mandates. This is why the Academy is in a perfect position to implement the SPARTA project and capacitate Filipinos in the most sought-after skills in the 4th Industrial Revolution. SPARTA's rationale or framework is composed of 3 components, namely the DSA workforce, ready datasets, and research and development. First, SPARTA aims to capacitate the country's workforce by upskilling and reskilling them through scholarship grant and online data science and analytics pathways and courses. Second, SPARTA intends to foster the sharing of open datasets by partnering with different organizations across the country to contribute readily available datasets that can be used by our scholars in developing innovative R&D projects. And lastly, SPARTA aims to guide scholars in the development of data-driven R&D projects that can help in the development of the Philippines and address its current and future problems. This next slide talks about the 2 SPARTA components: knowledge democratization and activation and engagement. Knowledge democratization's goal is to enable SPARTA's DSA courses to be accessed by the Filipino workforce. These courses are self-paced, so they can be taken at the most convenient time and pace by the scholars. The lead cooperating agency in this component is CourseBank, or MOOCs PH Incorporated. On the other hand, activation and engagement's objective revolves around the creation of an ecosystem that will foster DSA projects through workshops and events. The lead cooperating agency in this component is the Analytics Association of the Philippines. The knowledge democratization has 3 objectives, which are creating online courses, training and graduating learners, and institutionalizing the courses. SPARTA will produce 30 DSA courses. The project has also released a bonus course sponsored by the PCOO-FOI Project Management Office entitled FOI 101 Freedom of Information and Introduction. SPARTA courses are spread across 6 pathways. Out of these, the Data Associate is ideal for beginners since it is the project's introductory course with the least number of pathways. On the other hand, the Data Scientist, which is the most advanced pathway, has the most number of courses offered. Aside from their core and elective courses, all learning pathways require a capstone project as their final requirement. The Data Associate pathway is intended for beginners who don't have prior knowledge or experience in data science and analytics. This is the program's very basic pathway, mainly composed of 6 courses. The Data Steward pathway develops learners' competencies in data governance to equip them with the necessary skills needed to control and improve data quality, oversee data technology and infrastructure, and ensure compliance with rules, regulations, and ethical practice. Data stewards are also known as data privacy officers, data security officers, data governance managers, data curators, and data librarians. The data analyst pathway equips learners with competencies needed to leverage reporting, data analysis, and modeling techniques to solve problems and gather insight across functional domains. The data analyst role is also known as research analyst, HR and marketing analyst, financial and operations analysts in other industries. The analytics manager pathway trains learners to oversee analytical operations, communicate insights to executives, and translate analytical results to actionable business items. Graduates of this pathway learn how to drive business outcomes by bridging technical expertise from steward, engineer, scientists, and analyst pathways with the operational expertise of business functions. Analytics managers are also known as project managers, chief data officers, data science managers, and analytics translators. The data engineer pathway allows scholars to develop skills for the proper management of the data life cycle, from ingestion, processing, surfacing, and storage. Data engineers mainly have a background in IT or computer science. They are also referred to as ETL developers, software engineers, data architects, and data warehousing professionals. The last pathway, which is the data scientist track, trains scholars to apply their expertise in statistics, machine learning, and programming to make predictions and answer key business questions. Data scientists are also known as statisticians, statistical modelers, and advanced analytics professionals in other industries. As shown in the slide, the 10 Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation competencies serve as the foundation of the SPARTA courses and pathways. The first 4 competencies, from domain knowledge and application to data visualization and presentation, are business and organizational skills, while the succeeding 5 competencies are technical skills. The last competency is the 21st century skills, which is a workplace skill needed by the learners to develop a well-rounded and holistic training in data science and analytics. Since this opportunity caters to a wide group of professionals, the project team ensures that qualification for the scholarship grant is simple. Eligible applicants must be a Filipino citizen who are permanently residing or are currently based in the country. They must also be at least a senior high school student who may or may not have prior knowledge or experience in data science and analytics. Now, let us further discuss the project's second component, which is activation and engagement. This is composed of three objectives, which are the Smart Governance Portal or SGP, conference and hackathons, and workshops. Events such as conferences, hackathons, and open data challenges are conducted by the team to help local government units and other sectors of society come up with data-driven solutions that will address their problems and optimize their growth. The Smart Governance Portal serves as the central information source of SPARTA. It also houses data sets for research and development initiatives, project monitoring dashboard, and hackathon, an open data registration mechanism. For more information about Project SPARTA, you can reach out to the project team via the following channels. Let us unite in championing a data-driven ecosystem and a smarter future for our country.
All right, so I hope the AVP helped us learn more about Project Sparta and its pathways. Now, if you have any questions or clarifications, Mr. Nico Visperas, our Sparta Deputy Project Manager, will also join us for the Q&A later. All right, so we'll now proceed to the last topic, which is the Sparta application process. Our speaker earned a bachelor's degree in education, major in values education, from the Philippine Normal University in 2016. She's currently pursuing a master's degree in clinical psychology at Polytechnic University of the Philippines. And she is both an educator and instructional design lead in Course Bank. So let's give a virtual round of applause for Ms. Jacqueline M. Sangala.
Hi, Ms. Ross. Thank you for the introduction. And good morning, everyone. Before I'll start, I'll just share my screen with you. Right. I hope you can see my presentation, and I hope you can hear me well.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. Thank you, Ms. Ross. So, good morning, everyone. It's nice meeting you all today. And I hope you gained insights and knowledge about DSA and about Project Sparta earlier from the presentations. And right now, I'll introduce to you the application process for Project Sparta so you can already start your e-learning journey with us. So, and since Project Sparta is entering a partnership with DTI-CIG, one of its initiatives is to provide scholarship nomination. And there will be 100 scholarship slots provided for DTI-CIG employees, DTI bureaus, attached agencies, and collaborators. And this scholarship nomination will start once the Project Sparta team provided the endorsement template to DTI-CIG, and DTI will distribute this template to its collaborators, and the collaborators may endorse as many learners as long as they can monitor the compliance of each learners. And this template contains the necessary information for the sending of the welcome email. And another function of this template is to provide assistance in preparing the progress report that will be provided by the Sparta team to DTI-CIG to monitor the progress of each learners. And just to give you a background about the flow of the nomination, the DTI-CIG collaborators will endorse the list of their scholars to DTI-CIG, and DTI-CIG will also endorse this list to the Project Sparta team, and the Project Sparta will forward it to Course Bank, and Course Bank will send the welcome email to each scholar, and this welcome email contains the necessary information for the application, such as the links and the step-by-step process of the application. And for today, I'll share with you this step-by-step process. And for step 1, you just need to create your Course Bank account. Just go to coursebank.ph and then click sign up, and then the page will direct you to the registration, where you need to fill out your information such as your email address, your full name, your public username, your password, and the other details indicated on the page. And for the email address, we highly suggest to use the same email that you have for the endorsement template, so you can only have one email address for all of your Sparta transactions. And once you have completed your details, kindly read the terms and services and the honor code of CourseBank. And if you agree to these terms and services and honor code, just tick the box provided on the page and then click Create My CourseBank account. Step 2, once you have submitted your registration, you just need to activate your account. There will be an activation link provided to your registered email. Just visit your account and then check the email that we have sent to you, and then click the link provided there, and then you're done creating and activating your CourseBank account. Then you can already proceed with your application for the scholarship. So as mentioned earlier, these are the eligibility requirements that you need to have in order for you to apply for the scholarship. You must be a Filipino citizen, you must be permanently residing or currently based in the Philippines, you must be at least a senior high school student with or without prior knowledge on data science. To apply for the scholarship, just go back to your CourseBank account, then click Sparta, and then just scroll down a bit and then click Apply Now. And then the page will direct you again to another registration where you need to complete 5 steps. Step 1, you need to upload your eligibility requirements. Step 2, your scholar profile. Complete your scholar profile. Same with education profile, employment profile, and lastly, your training profile. So what are the documentary requirements that you can submit for your application? So here are some of the documents that you can upload: a copy or a photo of your diploma, a valid school ID, certificate of enrollment if you're still a student, certificate of graduation, transcript of records, or a valid PRC ID. If these documents are not available on your end, kindly email us at learn@coursemac.ph so we can discuss the other documents that you have that you can submit for your application. And a gentle reminder for everyone to kindly fill out the application form completely to avoid pending or rejection to your application. And once you have submitted your application, you can already explore the learning pathways. And you may check out the Sparta page or CourseBank help page to know more about this learning pathways that we have for Project Sparta. So step 4, apply for learning pathway. So you just need to, once you have reviewed, once you have checked the learning competencies and the other details that we have for each learning pathway, you can already select the pathway you would like to take. Just go to your Sparta profile, and then to check your Sparta profile, kindly click the drop-down button beside your username, and then click apply for a pathway. And then the page will direct you where you need to choose a certain pathway you would like to take. And then a prompt will show. Then you just need to click yes, submit my application. And then a pending status will show on your Sparta profile. And please take note that the application process usually takes 3 to 5 days in order for our team to review your application, but it depends on the number of application that we have per day. And once you have reviewed your application, you will receive an email notification about your application, whether it is approved or rejected. So once you have received approval for your application, you will also receive the enrollment codes. You will use these enrollment codes to access the assessments or to upgrade your access from audit to verified. So you need to you need to have a verified access to the other courses in order for you to view or to take the exit assessments of the other courses. And please take note that these enrollment codes will generate within 48 to 72 hours upon approval of your application, and this will be uploaded to your SPARTA profile. And step 5, use codes to upgrade your access to verified. So how are you going to use these enrollment codes to make your access verified? If you enroll to a certain course, just check your dashboard and then you will see a green tab provided below the course. Just click upgrade verified, and then a prompt will show or your card will show, and then you just need to paste your enrollment codes and then click place order. Another prompt will show that your enrollment codes are already added to your basket, and then you just need to click place order again, and then you're already done upgrading your access to verified. You just need to verify your identity by clicking the blue tab provided below the page and then follow the instructions provided there. So as mentioned earlier, it will take 48 to 72 hours for your enrollment codes to be uploaded to your SPARTA profile. While waiting for your enrollment codes, you can already take the SP101 Getting Grounded on Analytics course. This is the foundation and a prerequisite course of all the courses. So this is free. All of the contents are available, and once you have completed this course, you can already receive your certificate. So that's the step-by-step process for the application for your scholarship for Sparta. And just to give you a recap, step 1, you just need to register and create an account at CourseBank. Step 2, activate your account. Step 3, apply for the scholarship and submit proper documentation. Step 4, explore and apply for learning pathway. And lastly, use codes to upgrade to verified. If you have questions about the process, you can post your questions on the comment section and we'll try to answer them later. So right now, let me share with you some of the frequently asked questions we receive from the learners. Number 1, how many learning pathways can I apply to? You're only allowed to apply for one learning pathway at a time. So after successful completion of one approved learning pathway, the scholar may apply again for another. Number 2, what is the nature of Sparta MOOCs? Project Sparta courses are online and self-paced. The courses have pre-recorded video lessons from the subject matter experts. So for 6 months, you may take and complete a course anytime, anywhere, as long as you have met the course requirements. For example, computer or laptop with Microsoft Excel installed. Are Project Sparta courses free? Yes, Project Sparta courses are free for Project Sparta scholars. The project is fully funded by the Department of Science and Technology and DOSTP shirt and implemented by the Development Academy of the Philippines in partnership with the Analytics Association of the Philippines through CourseBank. Can a college undergraduate apply for a scholarship? How about those who didn't go through senior high school? Yes, college undergrads and those who didn't go through senior high school can apply for a scholarship. You just need to submit your most recent UOR as proof of education. How long can I complete a Project Sparta course? Do the enrollment codes expire? Upon enrollment in a course, you will have 6 months to finish it. Otherwise, your course progress will be considered void and you will need to re-enroll in the course if you wish to continue with your learning pathway. What is the difference between audit and verified access? Audit access allows you to take the course for free. However, some partners may opt to lock certain parts of the course like exit assessments. You will not get a certificate under audit access. Meanwhile, verified is a paid access that gives you full access to the course with a certificate of completion upon pausing the course. So Project Sparta courses are free under verified access for scholars. Scholars will be given enrollment codes that they will use to upgrade the courses from audit to verified, except for SP101, which is an honor class, and it's free. Will I receive a certificate when I finish a certain course and a learning pathway? You will get a certificate of completion automatically generated from your course bank profile when you finish and pass a Project Sparta course. Meanwhile, you will also get a certificate of completion once you have completed and passed a learning pathway capstone course. So once you have completed all of your courses under your learning pathway, you can already enroll to our capstone course. And once you have passed the capstone course, the certificate of completion will also generate to your Sparta profile. What is the minimum passing grade to receive my certificate? You need at least 70% on your individual assignments and at least a 70% on your overall grade. So those are some of the frequently asked questions we receive from our learners. And right now, let me also share some tips and practices that can help you to succeed in the courses. Number one, be familiarized with the platform. So take time to navigate the platform before taking a Sparta course, and it will help you complete your work or your coursework smoothly. So we highly suggest taking Course Bank 101 course. This will help you to be familiarized with the interface, and you will also practice taking the assessments that you will also encounter to your Sparta courses. Next is choose your pathway wisely. So review the different learning pathways thoroughly and decide which among the pathways you would like to take. You may review the learning competencies, the number of courses you need to finish, what are the courses that you need to take, what are the programs you need to install in order for you to take and to finish these courses. So those are some things that you can review before choosing the pathway that you really want to take. And next is enroll in one course at a time. Enrolling in your courses one at a time will help you focus on certain competencies and more likely to finish the course early. And we don't suggest enrolling to all of your courses at the same time because, as mentioned earlier, you only have 6 months to finish a certain course. We highly suggest to take maybe 1 or 2 courses at a time, and it will help you to be focused on those courses, and the more likely you will finish the courses that you have under your learning pathway. Next is set your learning goals and schedule. Creating your weekly schedule will help you balance your time for your courses and daily tasks. Adding your coursework to your calendar and weekly routine will help you complete the courses. And the Sparta courses usually contain 4 to 7 weeks, and each week is designed to have 2-hour content length. Same with your schedule. You can also create a regular study space. Set up a dedicated learning environment for studying. By completing your work there repeatedly, you'll begin to establish a routine. Next is eliminate distractions. So the best online learners know how to lessen these distractions and set aside time to focus. And we know that the Sparta courses are purely online, and the learners are more prone to distractions. So we suggest to eliminate these distractions in order for you to complete your courses early. Next is to engage with the learning community. So collaborate with the other scholars through discussion boards and community page. You can ask questions, share insights through our discussion boards and through our Sparta page, Facebook groups, Facebook group, and you can ask questions there, share your experiences to the other learners, and you can also communicate with our subject matter experts through our discussion boards. And if you have or if you're encountering some technical difficulties, you can also communicate with us, and we will uh, try to answer the inquiries that you have for a certain course. And lastly, enjoy your e-learning journey. So take time to identify your motivations and your end goals. This can help you continue your e-learning journey identify your intrinsic motivation, why you would like to learn data science and analytics, why you would like to gain knowledge and expertise into DSA. So this can help you to continue your courses, finishing your courses despite our busy schedule and also having different hassles in our lives. So those are some of the tips that I could share with you in order for you to succeed to your courses. So if you have questions, again, you can post your questions on the comment section and we'll try to answer them later. And if you're interested to be a Sparta scholar and wants to secure scholarship slot through nomination of the DTI-CIG, signify your interest by accomplishing this form. Data generated in this survey will be endorsed to respective agencies for assessments before endorsing to SPARTA through DTI-CIG. So please encourage your members or the personnel under you to accomplish this form to track their interests and on which pathway they want to enroll with. This will serve as our tracking tool to tell whether your organization has a high interest to be engaged with the SPARTA courses. And with that, the Project Sparta is encouraging everyone to be with one of us in establishing a data literate workforce in the country and be one of us in developing solutions that are data driven for the benefit of all communities with different challenges. Little by little, we can achieve an ecosystem that fosters innovations for sustainable development and long term impact. Be one of us and be a Spartan scholar. And that's the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening and have a great day.
Thank you, Ms. Jacqueline, for the step-by-step guide in registering to the Project Sparta and for the tips as well to be successful Sparta scholars. Now, may I request you to stay, please, as I call on Dr. Larmy and Mr. Nico for our Q&A session. Do we have Dr. Larmy and Mr. Nico?
Yes, I'm here. Good morning.
All right. So to our participants here in Zoom and our viewers via our social media platforms, please send in your questions through our chat box or comment in our Facebook and YouTube live stream. But I think we already have some questions here. All right. So this question may be answered by any of our panelists. What are some examples of the application of data science and analytics in public policy? That's our first question. Yeah, anyone who would like to
I
answer
think
that?
the person who can answer that, Dr. Larmy, of course, he can share her experience, especially she's working in an academic institution or state university before. Go ahead, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. I just want to be clear now with the question, the application in terms of policy making, right?
Yes, ma'am. Public policy.
Okay. So because of the data that we are gathering right now, we are subject to what we call as the Data Privacy Act. And when we gather data, if you've noticed in my presentation earlier, it's very important that we de-identify if we are going to manipulate data, and if there are especially sensitive information, you need to be able to de-identify them and basically anonymize them so that you cannot clearly pinpoint that specific person. That's something that the government or any institution should look into, especially when you're doing policies in data manipulation. I hope I was able to answer the question.
All right. So, Mr. Nico, would you like to add to Dr. Larmy's response?
Yeah, I think siguro just to connect it with public policy, I think siguro more of the angle that I'm going to answer it is the relevant pathway that we usually recommend to the pathway scholars if your work or your profession has something to do with policy. Because again, as mentioned ni Dr. Larmy, lagi dapat natin kinoconsider ang Data Privacy Act of 2012, considering that most of the organizations now are required to have their data privacy officers. If you have that kind of work or nature of work, we highly suggest you to take the data steward pathway, considering that we work with a lot or with volume of data nowadays. So thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for your comprehensive answers. We have another question. In your opinion, how will data science and analytics help the trade industry and business sectors, particularly that we have a lot of employees from DTI in attendance today? Dr. Larmy, Sir Nico.
Okay.
Miss Jacqueline.
If I'm right, the way I understand DTI, the flagship program of DTI is right now into innovation. Now we want our Filipino youth, especially the youth, to actually come up with startups, and this is one way of encouraging them that this is really the way to go. You need to know about data science, data analytics, because every startup right now, in fact, when we do capstone projects, even in the university, it always need to have or include the data analytics part, the data components part, which is critical, and it is now becoming essential. And no knowledge about it will give you the disadvantage, a great disadvantage on your side. So earlier, if you remember on my video, other countries are already stepping up. So the Philippines, because DTI is in the forefront of innovation, if we want Philippines to be smarter, just like the flagship program of this Project SPARTA, we really need to step up. And one way to do that is for us to, at least now we have this base knowledge. Everybody will have this base knowledge about it. And really, no, because DTI is innovation, data science, data analytics is all about innovation. And of course, now lastly is, with this innovation, we really have to push for data-driven decision for organizations. Because at the end of the day, we want to help organizations, we want to help their business to grow. And to do that, we have to provide them the data-driven decisions.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Larmy. All right, so let's move on to the next question. Outside Project SPARTA, how can I train and hone my skills and knowledge acquired through the associate pathway, given that I am new to the field? Right, who can answer this question? I repeat the question. Outside Project SPARTA, how can I train and hone my skills and knowledge acquired through the associate pathway, given that I am new to the field?
Siguro from the Project Sparta's perspective, aside from the courses that we are offering here in Project Sparta, I think there are also, number one, there are available trainings or courses outside Project Sparta that they can utilize. But again, we are highly advising everyone to take Project Sparta courses. Bakit po? Because we are addressing, we are delivering all the APEC analytics competencies, whether that is technical, organizational, and soft skills na kailangan natin in this fourth industrial revolution. Furthermore, yung data associate or even in any of these analytics pathways that we are offering, you can utilize this in your profession, lalong-lalo na when we talk about decision making. So if I were to connect this one as well with the previous question, highlighting the term decision making, we can utilize data science and analytics or yung mga data na meron tayo, whether that is raw data or kahit naka-clean na data na siya, for us to decide well doon sa different functions that we have, considering as well that DTI has a lot of bureaus and services there. And mas maaari nating magamit yung data natin or resources natin para makapag-come up tayo ng better decisions in delivering effective and efficient services to the people. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Nico. All right. We have a lot of questions. Next question. I don't know many data proficient people. Do you know of a group or community I could join where I can share my new data science and analytics skills and knowledge and know about theirs? The participant is asking if you know of a group or community that he or she could join so that she or he can share his new DSA skills and knowledge.
Okay, from Project Sparta as well, we do have, I'm not sure, there are a lot of communities, but right now in Project Sparta, we do have this Facebook community that we have right now na kung saan they are, number one is they are sharing their challenges as well as their practices in data science and analytics, as well as in taking the Sparta courses or the DSA courses that we offer. So with that, you can join us in Project Sparta PH, na kung saan nandun po lahat, no, nagiging open naman po kami with every discussion. And of course, our members as well are very participative in addressing the concerns, in sharing their best practices. And I think with, you know, with other groups as well and other communities, maybe some of our speakers could also share. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Larmy, Dr. Larmy, would you like to add?
We have the Analytics Association of the Philippines too, but I strongly suggest that we start with the Sparta because then you have the same foothold. So everybody's on the same level.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. How about you, Miss Jacqueline?
Yes, you can. Same with Sir Nico. You can join the our community page, so Facebook, and we also have discussion boards where you can also share your insights about the topics that we have, or yes, you can also share some of your experiences there. And there are also learners who are communicating and sharing other insights from with each other.
All right. Thank you. All right. Next question. In your opinion, which industries here in the Philippines will benefit the most from a stronger DSA workforce? Anyone?
I would vote for Dr. Larmy to answer that question.
Yes, Dr. Larmy.
Okay, actually all industries can benefit. So say for example, when we talk about institutions or higher educations, we have learning analytics. If we talk about healthcare, if you've noticed before before we deploy or we inject vaccines, it has to be tested for a number of years. But now, because of analytics, the data science that we have, the technology, and the help of the technology, we were able to fast track that. So we are also talking about the health. Then when we talk about operations in organizations, all organizations, because everybody is gathering data, then everybody can benefit from it. Because in organization like operations, all operations in the organization, from human resource to performance checking of employees to even manufacturing, you can all track that in a dashboard wherein the CEO or the president can have access to it. Then at real time, they can make decisions really fast. So in whatever area, we can really apply the data science and analytics.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Larmy. For our next question, this is for Miss Jacqueline. I heard that all Sparta pathways have a pathway capstone course. What are the eligibility requirements that interested scholars need to consider if they want to apply for this? Ms. Jacqueline?
In order for you to enroll to our capstone courses, you need to complete all of the courses that we have under your learning pathway. So once you have completed all of those courses, for example, in Data Associate, you need to complete 6 courses. You can already enroll to the capstone course that we have in order for you to receive a certificate of completion under your pathway.
All right. Thank you, Miss Jacqueline. Okay, how many more questions can we entertain? All right, I'll just move on to the next one. How do you know if a sector or organization is ready to adopt a data-oriented approach to meet their organizational objectives? Are there any preparations that should be done by an organization to ensure a successful analytics adoption? Anybody?
I will volunteer to answer. Okay. If you're gathering data and structuring it properly, then you are ready to adopt the analytics part. If you are not yet structuring your data, it's not yet digitized, it would be very difficult to adopt the analytics because we start with the basic. We have to have the foundation, the ready information system. Then when we have this ready information system, that's the time we can then mine the data. That's the time we can do manipulations and from there create models and apply artificial intelligence if you want to go into the data engineering part.
Right.
So first is to really digitize it.
Digitize the data. All right. Thank you, Dr. Larmy. How about you, Sir Nico? Would you like to add something?
I'm good. Siguro lang yung based on my experience working with analytics professionals and with our data analysts, I think it's important for them to start. It's important as well to digitize all the data that they have or the information that they have. I think that's the first step as well that they can utilize so that they'll be able to practice DSA and come up with good decisions in their organizations. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right. Pwede po ba mag-ask ng copy of the speaker's presentations?
Yes, we'll be able to send a speaker's presentation through our project team. Just send us an email at sparta@dap.edu.ph. Our information officer will be sending the details through the chat. Thank you.
All right. So I know we have a lot of questions coming in through our chat box, but I believe that some of them have already been answered through chat, right? Okay. All right, so what is your final message to Sparta? We have, for a minute. Will we receive a certification for finishing a pathway? That's another question. Will they receive a certificate for finishing a pathway?
Yes, Miss, they will receive a certificate of completion once they have completed their learning pathway. And aside from the learning pathway po, each course, they will also receive a certificate of completion po.
All right. All right. So thank you very much. What is your final message to Spartans and to our audience today? All right. Who'd like to start?
I'll take on first. Okay, I'll give a message. First of all, I would like to thank everyone for attending and our DTI officials, our DAP officials for joining us in this roadshow. And we hope that we have already we provided you the necessary information about Project Sparta, about general knowledge on data science and analytics, on how this can help our organization, lalo na pagdating sa pag-deliver ng mga effective and efficient programs and trade and industry programs to the public. And we hope that you will start and continue taking DSA courses under Project Sparta because again, these would really help you not only for your career, professional development, but in general, it will help us promote smart mechanism here in the Philippines as makaka-contribute tayo in promoting a more data literate workforce here in our country. And furthermore, in case that you need more assistance with regard to Project Sparta, with regard to your application, again, we do have a lot of channels, social media, our email are always active for you to communicate in. So just feel free because we are very much willing to assist you, hopefully 24/7 as well. So I think that's all. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, who wants to go next? Dr. Larmy? Ms. Jacqueline? Your final message to our Spartans?
Yeah, by the way, hi everyone. Thank you for attending and for listening and yeah, for this roadshow. And I would like to, yeah, I hope you can grab this opportunity to learn data science and analytics. And again, it's free. And I hope you will gain knowledge that could help our nation to transform our knowledge and to improve our knowledge in data science and analytics that could help us in our daily life and into our professions as well. And also, keep safe everyone, and I hope na i-take niyo yung opportunity na ito and maging learner kayo sa Project Sparta. And I think that's it on my end. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Jacqueline. Yes, Dr. Larmy. Dr. Larmy.
Okay, sorry. Data science and data analytics really has this huge potential, and as a country, we really want to promote that we become an IT-enabled nation. And to do that, we need people who are willing to upskill, especially if you are into this innovation area. If your mandate is into innovation, we need to be competitive with the other countries. So I strongly encourage you to take analytics and be part of the data revolution. Let us harness this data and convert all this data that we have into value. So that's all for my side.
All right. So thank you very much for your questions, and thank you to all our speakers for giving comprehensive answers to our questions. So I think everyone would agree that it has really been a very interesting discussion this morning. And we would have wanted to answer more questions, but we only have so much time. So for more questions and clarifications, you can just message Project Sparta through our Facebook page. And as Sir Nico mentioned, the team will try to answer your questions as much as possible. Like if they can do it 24/7, they can monitor the questions coming in so they can answer your questions. All right, so now that we have asked our speakers our questions, it is time to see how well you really understood our discussion this morning. So let me call back Mr. Dane and Miss RV Joyce Kayabyab for another game, right?
Yeah, thank you very much, Miss Rosalie, about handing us over this time. So we are back to test once again your learnings from the discussions earlier. I know that we have already asked you some questions, but at this point, we want also to see how fast or what level na yung nag-grasp ng knowledge nyo. Other questions, maybe you failed to answer a while ago, but maybe we're looking forward for you to perfect this set of questions, right, Arby?
Yes, that is correct, Dane. So right now, we are seeing a lot of participants enter our Menti room. So please use the code 9304703 to join our activity. So we will gauge if there really is an improvement in your understanding of DSA and of SPARTA based on the earlier discussions. So
Yes.
the mechanics, Dane?
Yes, the mechanics is still the same a while ago. So go to minty.com and use the code flashed on the screen. So we have shuffled the questions earlier to make this activity more exciting still at this juncture. So our code here is 9304703. Again, it's 9304703. So participants, you will be given 20 seconds to answer each question. So better read it in the fast way you can, and for us to assist din yung level ng knowledge nyo, kung gaano kabilis nyo na naiintindihan yung questions natin.
Yes, and I think we already have more than 75 participants here. So let's start our game, okay? Okay, so answer as fast as you can. So first question is, what happens when a scholar becomes inactive for 3 months or fails to complete